Hi guys, welcome to another video. For the rest of the week I have some reading plans. The first plan is to read Lover Awakened Part 1 and Part 2, and I already read Part 1, so we can talk about it in a minute. And I really want to read Breathe You by Celeste Grant to finish this duology, and I don't know how I feel about it because the first part made me cry and really broke my heart. So I'm a little bit scared, and at the same time I have hope that things now get better and that there is hope and healing now. So we will see about that. And I will read the first part of The Hero of Ages for the Sunday video. So that is already up if you see this video. Let's see about that. I'm really intrigued by the story, and I think I should finish the first story arc of Mistborn with book 3, because I think one era is the first 3 books and the next 4 books are a new era. So we will see how this goes, and I'm very curious how the story, how the eras are connected, or are they connected? I don't know. I did a little bit of research before I started Brandon Sanderson's books. I didn't got into detail because I didn't want to spoil myself, so we will see. And if I have time after all these books, I will start Zodiac Academy, The Awakening as Told by the Boys. So we can go back now, because these are all my reading plans, and we can talk about the first part of Lover Awakened. This is the 3rd book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series by J.R. Ward, and it is about Zedest and Bella. We meet both characters in the 2nd book of the series, Lover Eternal, and they both met each other in the 2nd book the first time, and you can really feel a connection there. And in the 2nd book, Bella got kidnapped by the villains, and now Zedest wants to rescue her, and we can now learn more about Zedest and his background, because he really has a very, very tortured past. He needed to go through very, very much, like actual torture, and he was a slave, a sexual slave, sex slave, and yeah, he's really, really broken because of that, and really disconnected from his feelings, and really angry. And you can also see a lot of torture on his body. He has a lot of scars, and he really hates himself and the rest of the world. So he has a lot to deal with, and also Bella has a lot to deal with, because after she is captured by the villains, and after she got rescued by Zedest, there's a lot of emotion, obviously, after what she has to live through. And yeah, in fact, Zetis is the only one that can understand her, so she goes right through him and wants him as an emotional support. And he is not the best in it, but she's very stubborn in that. And I really, really love the connection between these two characters and how Bella don't give up on him, and she's really the only one in the whole book that believes in him. Even his twin brother thinks the worst of him, which I really, really hate. And Furry, red flag for you here. And the only thing I hated in the first part was that Furry, the twin brother of Zetis, also developed feelings for Bella. And I think that's not necessary. They both have to deal with enough, Zetis and Furry. And we didn't need it for the story. So why write it? I don't know. But as I said, I love the relationship between Zetis and Bella here, and I can't wait to read more. And I can't wait to read more about John, because John is one of my favorite characters of the whole series. As you might know, this is a reread, and I already read the first 9.5 books, I think, a long time ago. And yeah, John is one of my favorite characters here, and I can't wait to read more about him. He is one of the side stories at this point, and I know he gets his own story at some point. And now I will read the second part of Lover Awakened, and I will talk to you after that. And I finished the second half of Lover Awakened yesterday, and it was good. It is the continuation of Zetis and Bella's story, and I liked the first half better than the second one, because we have a few points here that I didn't like. There was so much negativity in the second half. For example, and that's my biggest negative point for the whole story, is what happens to one of the other couples here. I won't say the name, but I think the one of you that have read the story know which couple I'm talking about, and I hate that G Award does this to this couple and to all the other persons around, and I think it is totally unnecessary for the whole story plot. And I cried when it happened, even if I knew that would happen, because it was a reread, and it's just heartbreaking. I really loved in the first half that Bella and Zetis had a very open communication and talk about literally everything. And in the second half, they don't do that at some point, and then it just got worse. So much miscommunication or no communication, and I hate that for them, because it was unnecessary. Just talk with each other. And yeah, I still don't love the whole story part about Furry, that he's also in love with Bella. Totally unnecessary, because he and Zetis, the twin brother, have such a difficult life. They don't need that to complicate things. And I don't love the part about Revenge and Marissa, but it wasn't a big part, so okay. I can't wait to read the next book. I think it is about Butch and Marissa, and I can't wait to read that story. We have some parts here that are leading to Butch and Marissa, so let's see what we have there. And I will continue with the Black Dagger Brotherhood in October with the next story. But what I also have read in the last few days is the first half of The Game Plan by Kristen Cunningham, the third book in the Game On series. I'm halfway through, and I have to say that this is my least favorite book of the series so far. I really loved the second book. The first book is also good, but this I can't really connect with. I really love Ethan, even if he is in some scenes very, very self-confident, and in other scenes very not self-confident and really doubt himself. So that is a weird mix, and I can't really understand Fiona. I miss depth of the characters, and hopefully we get this in the second half, because as far as it goes, I really love the writing style again, and it is very entertaining, except we have some weird spicy scenes that I didn't like, but I want to read more this weekend. We have Friday today. I will read this probably tomorrow and will finish the book then. But for today, my reading plan is to read the first part of The Hero of Ages and read the first 120 pages. So we will see how that goes. I will make an extra video for that. As you know, I have a video series where I read the whole Cosmere universe, and this is part of it. So yeah, that's my plan for today. I haven't planned anything else, so I will start reading now. I have had a really successful reading day yesterday, and I finished The Game Plan by Kristen Cunningham, and I'm very disappointed in this book. I need to say that because it is true. The last quarter or the last 100 pages I read yesterday were just bad. So many things that didn't make sense, that weren't logic, that destroyed the characters, and yeah, it just made me angry and destroyed the story for me. So I really loved it in the beginning, but then it all went downhill, and I can't give this a good rating. It is my least favorite of the series so far. I have one book left that I will start on Monday, so yesterday, with a friend. Let's see if this gets better. But this was sadly a no for me. I really loved book 2, still my favorite. I liked book 1, but this I didn't like. But after that, I started the second book of the Pieces of Broken duology by Celeste Grant. Breathe You. I don't know how to pronounce the title. I think it's Breathe You. I waited 5 or 6 years to start book 2 because I wasn't emotionally ready to read more of the story, because the ending of book 1, Live Me, destroyed me twice. I've read the first book, Live Me. Wait, I can show it to you. That's the first book of the duology. I've read it the first time maybe 10 years ago. It is a long while. I loved it, 5-star, but the ending destroyed me, and book 2 wasn't out yet as I read it the first time. But then a few years later, book 2 came out, and I've read this as an ebook before, and then you could order signed prints by the author over Facebook, and I really debated with myself to do this because I really loved book 1. I haven't read book 2 at this point. It was in 2017 or 2018. And the shipping was expensive from the US to Germany, but I did it the first and only time I ordered books from the US to Germany and got signed editions of Live Me and Breathe You. And we have here on book 2. And I don't regret one thing that I did that, because I read book 1 after I got them both in the mail, and the ending destroyed me again. I was in tears. I felt really bad and couldn't read more of the story at this point because I wasn't emotionally ready to read more. But I am now, years later, and started book 2 yesterday and read the prologue, the flashback, and was right back into the story, and it destroyed me directly at the beginning. I needed a break after the prologue because it brought back all the feels. I literally shaked after the prologue, but then I read more and read more than half of the book yesterday. I read until 2 a.m. and couldn't lay it down. I really love the story, even if book 2 has one of my least favorite tropes, which is miscommunication. There is a lot of back and forth between the characters. They want to be together, but they broke each other's hearts again and again, and that's something I can't stand. But I can live with it in this book, because this book is healing process from really bad trauma, and healing and dealing with trauma is messy. Your brain doesn't always do things that are logic, and you don't always know what you do yourself. You do irrational things, and that happens here again and again. But as I said, it is a healing process which I really love, and you can see the progress for the characters, for both of them. And I hope the miscommunication is now over at this point, and I can't wait to read more. At first I wanted to finish this book today. It is now Sunday and I want to finish it before tomorrow so I can put it in the video. But I don't know if this will happen because friends of mine come over in a little over an hour for a game afternoon. And I don't know how long they will stay. But I really can't wait to have them here, and I'm really happy to have this game afternoon because we don't do it often, and I will enjoy the time I have them here before I go back to reading in the afternoon, and hopefully we'll finish this today or tomorrow. Disappointing update here because I've read 10 pages yesterday. I had 200 left, so 190 to go. I will not finish the book for this vlog, so we have to wait for my final thoughts on that for the next bookish vlog, which will probably come out in October. So yeah, I will continue that this week. And yesterday I had a really fun time with my friends and we played some really cool games. And after my friends left, I decided not to read, but instead puzzled, because I got a puzzle yesterday from my friends to my birthday. And I will show it to you. It is this one. It is made out of wood, and this is the result. I needed around 2 hours for it, and the cutest thing about it is when you go in detail you can see the little sloth inside the sloth, and a deer and a squirrel and some more animals and a flower, and it is really cute and was a lot of fun. And I have another puzzle that I got from my sister and her husband. It is a black box puzzle, so I don't know which picture it is showing. I just know it is a landscape and it is 1000 pieces. So this is my next challenge, and I will leave this challenge for my next free weekend because I already know what happens when I'm puzzling. It consumes all my time and I'm really hyper focused on it, so I have to wait a little bit for it. But for now, this is it. Please tell me in the comments, what did you do this week? What was your highlight? Was it some book, something you did this week? Please tell me. Like the video if you want, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye!